Okay, so just a reminder of implied lines versus non-implied. I'm gonna do this first eye kind of just straight lines, and I'm connecting everything, which can look good, but it can also look a little bit flat or heavy. So here's my eye, I'm not gonna shade it. Whereas with this second one, I'm going to include some implied lines. There's gaps between the lines, which gives a more airy and open appearance. And this is really beneficial in caricatures. Can you spot the difference between the two? Is there one you prefer over the other? I'm going to do the same thing here with a mouth. This first one, I am connecting every single line. So these teeth look very bulky because they are fully connected. Super bulky. For this next one, I'm going to make sure that the teeth have gaps in them between the lines. First, just drawing out that top lip. Very simple lines. And now I'm putting in the teeth, and I'm not going to connect those lines, which is just going to give it a softer appearance. Ta-da! Let's go ahead and do some eyebrows. I'm going to break it down into 4 steps for you guys. First, I need to draw the eye out. Just going to do the same eye for all 4 examples. Eye line. Here's the actual eye. Inner eye. And maybe some eyelashes. Good for me. I'm going to copy and paste this eye into multiple sections so I don't have to redraw it every time. All right, for the eyebrow, you want to start first with a line for the general direction. Just a simple line showing the direction. However you draw it is where the strokes are going to follow. So once you've done that step, in step 2, we're going to start at the tail of the eyebrow. You're actually going to do multiple brush strokes up towards the arch, making sure they hit where you want that arch to connect. Then for step 3, we're going to go from the front to the arch. So going the opposite direction, making sure that those meet in the center. And once you have it where you like it, for step 4, we're going to go ahead and do the very front with some upward strokes just to connect that and to show the start of the eyebrow. There you have 4 steps to an eyebrow. Let's talk about your line weight. Line weight is how thick or thin your brush is. Excuse you, Jenny. Shh. How thick or thin your brush is while you're drawing. So for this first mouth, I'm going to keep everything at the exact same line width. Everything is the same exact size. And it's done-ish, and it looks pretty flat. For this next one, I'm going to have some thinner sections, a tapered section, as well as some thicker. This is going to give a little bit more body and make it look more 3-dimensional. It also gives it some personality, which is what makes a caricature more interesting. We want to create that illusion. You don't always have to make a caricature from a front view. You can also do a 3/4 view or a side view. You would still use your wonderful red outlining like I generally do to block out the space. And this time, I'm going to have the nose coming off. I'm going to make this nose huge because the reference image, it is a very large nose with a bump on the top. Then you'd have the eye on the other side. Doing some eyebrows, just forming it in. I'm not going to color this. I'm just showing you the overall outline. Putting our eyes in. There we go. Let's get the cheekbone. Have a chin coming out. Our mouth. Using those implied lines that we talked about. And let's go ahead and add in our ear. I'm going to do the ear very large as well since we're doing a 3/4 view. And then we'll erase some of that line that we created earlier. And some shoulder lines. I'll come back and do the hair. There we go. Dun dun dun. Alrighty. There you go. Alrighty, here's the last one. Again, I'm starting out with my shape. I'm going to draw a heart because that is the actual shape of this person's face. So doing a heart and then going to go ahead and add in the actual lines. Make that chin a little bit less pointy, cheekbones more defined on one side. And we're going to do the lips. I'm going to redo these like 8 times because I couldn't decide what to do with her lips. Shocker. I needed my central line. This is why it's important to really actually use those. That way you have a guideline for where everything should be on the face. Putting in a little button nose here, and my lips needed to be higher than they originally were. That was my problem earlier. And a little chin line. Notice I'm really focusing on using implied lines. Going super fast for this caricature. Here we go for the eyes, some eyelashes, simpler eyebrows. We're having some 1950 eyebrows, some swoopy hair, just showing the direction. Let's get some neck. And we have one shoulder up and above. And remember that your line work is super important. It is the basis of your artwork, but that coloring and shading really define it and give it personality. Good luck, have fun.
Connor Ball is tall!